Hi there, this is Teresa. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a current subscriber, welcome. If you are new, we're going to take a look at you versus your person, the person that is in your heart, the person in your mind, the person you're thinking about. We're going to see what are your feelings and intentions versus your person. Keep in mind, this is going to be a general collective. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. If you want a live reading, I have very limited spots. I do have 15-minute options or 30-minute options. Send me an email either through my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com, or TimelessDivineTarot@gmail.com, and I will respond to you. If you don't hear from me within 24 hours of the message, that means I did not get your message. Make sure you're sending it to the correct email address. Feel free to join the channel subscription memberships. Subscribers, I do offer exclusive readings just for subscribers, and that information is going to be listed for you. All right, let's go ahead and start with Aries first. You versus your person, Aries. What is your feelings and intentions versus your person? Aries and their person. All right, so you're in the Three of Wands energy. Your person's in the Two of Pentacles energy. The energy between the two of you is the Eight of Wands. It's in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands. We got a lot of wand energy here. Okay, Aries, so you're in the Three of Wands energy. You're trying to figure out if there's going to be an ability for the two of you to be able to move forward. You could be waiting to see. There is a lack of communication, maybe even conversation, a lack of movement between the two of you. Your person's in the Two of Pentacles energy, so they're kind of going back and forth. Maybe they're not making this relationship or this connection necessarily a priority, and that could be why you are waiting on them. There's issues here between the two of you. So let's clarify here. Why are you in the Three of Wands energy? Why is Aries in the Three of Wands? Okay, so you have been waiting for this person to compromise, and they're not compromising with you, and you're at a standoff. Why is your person in the Two of Pentacles energy? They do see some issues, and part of the issues is that they could be leading you on, and they don't want to tell you that. Why is there a lack of communication between the two of you? So your person keeps telling you they want to be with you. It's not you as to why they keep going back and forth, but they're not telling you the truth is that they're actually leading you on. Why is the Two of Wands being hidden here? Okay, so your person actually has tried to go towards a third party they weren't happy with, and what is stuck is that this person feels defeated. They're not happy with you, but they're also not happy with someone else, and they are sorry, they are hurting you, but they're not telling you the truth. So why is this person not stepping up and telling Aries what the truth is here? Why are they leading Aries on? The Nine of Wands. So this person has wounds, they have hurt. They're very defensive over wanting to do what they want, not actually wanting to acknowledge that it does hurt other people. They know the truth. This is the Ace of Swords hidden at the bottom of the deck. So they know what they're doing, and they are not changing what they're doing. What's going to be the outcome here with Aries and this person? We've got the Five of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Page of Pentacles. So this person's going to continue to hurt you or disappoint you. They're going to continue to pull back their communication, and then they're magically going to come in and surprise you. So maybe they go like 2 or 3 days, they don't talk to you, and then all of a sudden, boom, they send you a text message, or they reach out somehow to you. So it looks like that's going to be your continued outcome as long as you allow this person to do this. So let's get you some advice. What is going to be the advice for Aries in this situation? What is the best piece of advice for Aries at this time? Aries. No more excuses. Do not allow this person to create the reality of what's happening. Don't give this person excuses. If they come back and they say, oh, I was busy working for 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 days of no communication is unacceptable. Unless you're an astronaut and you're in another like planet or something, 2 or 3 days and not being able to send a call, send a text message, send a video chat, being able to have any type of correspondence with you, that's just an excuse. So Spirit is saying your best piece of advice, Aries, is to not allow this person to give you any more excuses, and you're creating your reality by allowing or not allowing what this person's doing. All right, Taurus. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. And let's see what's going on with Taurus and their person. You versus your person, Taurus. What's going on here? You're in the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Your person is in the Six of Swords in reverse. The energy between the two of you is the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands. So you keep returning back to something. Something's not effective. You're feeling like there's a lack of luck when it comes to the situation, and things are just not working, okay? So let's clarify. Why are you in the Wheel of Fortune with your feelings, Taurus, with this person? Okay, so you feel that this person is stringing you along. You feel like they keep telling you that they're going to protect you from hurting you again, but then they keep doing it and you keep going back to it. They are in the Six of Swords in reverse. So there is a disruption. There's some disharmony here, and they keep returning back to this. I'm hearing the scene of the crime. Yep. They keep telling you, oh, I'm looking at love from a different perspective. They come in, they rush in. I'm seeing like 911. So maybe urgently trying to rush and get you back. They get you back, but then they create the same disharmony or disruption all over again. Why is the Page of Swords? This is the energy between the two of you. It's about seeing clearly what's actually transpiring, because we do have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So why is the Page of Swords between Taurus and their person? Okay, so for you, you need to see clearly that this person does rush in. They do say, oh, let's reconcile. I see you as my person, but then they come with an immature energy. And your person keeps telling you there's a new perspective, but there's not. They're coming back in Page energy every single time. They're not growing and evolving. What's blocking this person from being able to evolve? They have a lot of negative thoughts. They have a lot of obstacles and challenges in their life also that is preventing them from being able to recognize the work that they need to do to grow and evolve this. What's going to be the likely outcome and the intentions with Taurus and this person? We've got the Ten of Wands popped out right away. The King of Wands and the Page of Cups. So I see this person is going to continue to break up with you, confidently come back and apologize, and you're stuck in this loop of allowing it. You're stuck in this loop of saying, okay, yeah, we had an ending, and they're confident that they're coming back. They're looking at love from a different perspective, but they're coming back in Page energy every single time, and they're creating this cycle, and the wheel is going in reverse with you, where it's not really progressing forward. You're coming back together, but there's a sense of immaturity, and you feel this person is just kind of stringing you along each time. So let's get some advice for you for Taurus in this situation. What is going to be the best piece of advice? What is going to be the guidance that you need to know or you need to hear? What's the advice for Taurus in this situation? Silence is going to be your key right now. There's something about you needing to spend some time by yourself and raising your frequency. By being with this person and allowing them to pull you down, your vibration and your frequency is lower than what you need and what you deserve. And you're needing to really focus on having higher frequency experiences. And the only way you do that is by pulling back and focusing on yourself, loving yourself, respecting yourself, understanding what you want and what you deserve. That's the only way you stop the wheel from going backwards. So silence is key right now. So spending some time journaling, meditating, listening to music, maybe even not music with words, maybe like classical music, something that's just instruments, or maybe spending time in silence in nature will help you. All right, Gemini, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Gemini, you versus your person. What are your feelings and intentions versus your person? Gemini. You're in the Four of Wands energy. Your person's in the Six of Swords energy. The energy between the two of you is the Seven of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. So you're looking at the situation as you want some sense of stability or security. Maybe you're married to this person or you live together with this person. You feel like this is your person that you're maybe potentially, if you're not in, long-term commitment wanted to come out. So this is somebody you're in a long-term commitment with, or you want a long-term commitment with this person. You don't want to lose this person. Your person's in the Six of Swords energy. So they're going through a transition or change potentially when it comes to this relationship. Clarify the Six of Swords for Gemini's person. There's a blockage here because they are also thinking about the long term and they feel guilty because potentially, we do have the Seven of Swords hidden at the bottom of the deck. They're not telling you that maybe they're wanting to not have this long-term relationship either anymore or going forward, that they don't want something long-term. What's between the two of you is the Seven of Pentacles. So you've maybe been together 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years for some of you. There is an investment that has happened on both sides, but your person is thinking about the long term and they feel blocked because they feel guilty that they're not being fully transparent, that maybe they don't want this for the long term. Why is the Seven of Pentacles between Gemini and their person? Time's running out. Something is draining the connection between the two of you. You may be very prideful, Gemini. Maybe your pride has got the best of you in this relationship and it has made your person create a blockage, or that has created a blockage. What's going to be the likely outcome? Because we do have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So your person's not being fully transparent. You could also be not being transparent about the situation. The Devil. The Six of Pentacles. And the Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Star in reverse. So the more you guys keep chugging along in this situation and not really addressing the elephant in the room, the further and further away the hope and optimism is to restore faith that this can be fixed. This Devil is lingering. So this is potentially your pride. This is also your person's potential guilt. That you both are kind of being oblivious and blinded to that, you know what, we need to give something to this relationship for this Seven of Swords. And I think that what you need to give is the truth. Maybe you need to be honest if you have been prideful. Maybe you need to let your person know, hey, I don't want to lose you. I need to put my pride to the side and I need to humble myself in this situation. Your person also needs to be honest that they feel guilty, that they feel that maybe they should move away, but they're not telling you that. They're blocking it from you. So there's a sense of being able to openly communicate with each other and being able to give because time is running out. Somebody or both of you are feeling drained over this deceptive energy of not being honest with each other. All right, well, let's get some advice, Gemini, for you and your person. When it comes to Gemini in this situation, what's going to be the best piece of advice? What is going to be the guidance that they need to know, that they need to hear? What's the advice for Gemini? You need to create your reality. What you focus on is what you're bringing into your life. And what's the worst that can happen? If you are not determined to save your relationship, you're going to lose it. So if you don't focus on trying to save it by putting your pride to the side and stepping forward and humbling yourself in the situation, if you don't do that, you're going to create this unstoppable energy of your relationship crumbling. And if you want this for the long term, you're going to have to step forward to create that into the reality of speaking up. You're in the driver's seat with your relationship. Cancer, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Cancer. You versus your person. What are your feelings and intentions versus your person? Cancer placements. You're in the World energy. Your person's in the Five of Pentacles energy. The energy between the two of you is the Nine of Wands. The bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. You're in the World. So this card came out really fast. I wasn't even finished shuffling the last hand. So you may be feeling like, you know what, I'm closing this chapter, I'm closing this door, I'm slamming this shut, and I'm over this. So let's clarify, why are you in the World energy? You may be thinking that this is a chapter that you have closed and you're turning the page, turning in a new leaf. Why is the World here for Cancer's energy with their person? Why is this their feelings and their intentions? You're being greedy and selfish and you ran away. You broke up with this person, but you don't want to explain why. Your person is in the 5 of Pentacles. They feel lost. They feel abandoned. They feel like you left them out in the cold and with no maybe even explanation of why you closed this door. This person is feeling like you teased something, but then you went and did it. And now they're facing their shadow side. They're facing the fear and insecurity that you really did run away. The energy between the two of you is the 9 of Wands. So there's a defensiveness. You maybe feel like you have defended the right to do what you want to do, even without explanation is what it feels like. Your person is feeling vulnerable and hurt. They miss you. And they're trying to discover now, what is their future without you now that you've left them? Below the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be you. You could be working on your career and finance. You could be laughing all the way to the bank. Maybe you took money from this person. Maybe you left them with your stability. You left with your stability and you left them up a creek financially, physically. Maybe you kicked them out of your house and they don't have anywhere to go. There's something about you feel confident and stable with the decision of closing this door. Your person is still trying to hold on to this. All right, what's going to be the likely outcome here for Cancer and their person? What's going to be the likely outcome? We've got the 8 of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. So you kind of already had this plan all laid out that you were like, okay, I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to be selfish and greedy and I'm going to go do what I want. It looks like you're working really hard. You're at peace with it. You're like, hey, it is what it is. I'm happy walking all the way to the bank, to my castle. I'm walking with all my money, my finances, my stability, my security. And this is what I'm focused on. So it looks like you've slammed the door shut and there is no opening the door. Clarify this. You went cold on this person. You didn't even tell this person. Maybe you didn't even tell them you were breaking up. Maybe you packed up and just left in the middle of the night. There's definitely energy here that you had already made this plan, but you never told them the plan. All right, well, let's get some advice in this situation. What is going to be the best piece of advice? What's the guidance for Cancer placements? They need to know, they need to hear. Stay silent. Okay. And your thoughts are your thoughts. You're entitled to have your own thoughts. And your thoughts and things are yours for the taking is what I'm hearing. You have unlimited potential. This person could have been somebody who was holding you back. Maybe this person said, no, don't take that job. No, don't work that hard. No, don't go back to school and get a degree and make more money. Don't start that business. There's something that you did, that you built up, that this person maybe didn't support. And Spirit is saying, stay silent. Okay. All right, let's move on to Leo. Leo, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. You versus your person. Oh, my nose is itching. Someone's thinking about me, Leo. Ooh, Leo and their person. Leo and their person. Feelings and intentions. Leo and their person. All right, what's going on for Leo? Leo, Leo, Leo. Leo, you're in the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. Your person is in the Tower in reverse. The energy between the two of you is the Chariot. And the bottom of the deck is the Sun. Look at you. You're showing up at the bottom of the reading. All right. So, Leo, you're in the Queen of Pentacles. So, you're all about your money, your finances, your career, your business. You're holding on to what it is that you desire. Stability, security. Why is Leo in this Queen of Pentacles energy when it comes to their person? You could be holding on to your money, not wanting to share your money and your finances. You're loving on yourself. You're madly in love with yourself, okay? Your person's in the Tower in reverse, so there's some disruption here that they are refusing to acknowledge. They could be lying, and they can't keep lying to you, Leo. They know that they can't keep lying. The Chariot is between the two of you, so there's a sense of either there's distance, where maybe the two of you need to meet up and have a conversation. There could be physical distance. There could be emotional distance. There's also strong will and determination between the two of you. All right, why is the Chariot between Leo and their person? Why is this here? Time to move on, walking away, and I think about you every day. Okay, so Leo, maybe you've turned your back on your person and it has caught your person by surprise because maybe they were lying to you and you said, you know what, I'm walking away from this, I'm moving on, I may think about you, but I need to heal, because we do have this sun at the bottom of the deck. So it feels heavily like because you're madly in love with yourself, you are loving on yourself, you're healing yourself, you're the one potentially walking away from you and this person. And it could be because this person has lied. There's a lot of lies and deception here. Why does this person keep lying to Leo? Why are they in this energy? What's this deceptive energy here for Leo's person? Okay, so this person, you could have repeated cycles with this person. They maybe hurt you by going no contact, and then because they're lured towards temptation, this could be drugs, alcohol, other people, work, something tempts this person away from you. They go no contact, and then they come back to start over, but they lie to you as to why they went no contact. And you may be over it because you're in the sun, you're healing from it. You're saying, you know what, I don't need this, I don't deserve this, I don't want this anymore. I'm walking away with the Chariot between the two of you. All right, what's gonna be the likely outcome between Leo and this person? What's gonna be the likely outcome between Leo and this person? We got the Magician, the Emperor, and the Death card with the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So Leo, you're very confident you want to manifest something else. You're very much stubbornly saying, you know what? This manifestation with this particular person is no longer. I'm going to decide to manifest something else in my future. And you've put an end to it with the Death card. You have no longer investing. You're no longer wanting to maybe move with reconciliation if this is somebody who has a repeated reconciliation cycle with you. It does look like you're deciding that you can create your reality by manifesting something else. With the Emperor energy, you're very stubborn with loving yourself. And with the Death card, you've maybe made the decision that it's over. You've planted roots that you no longer want to invest in, because we do have that Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right, well, let's go ahead and get you some advice, Leo. What is going to be the advice for those with Leo placement? What is it that they need to know? What do they need to hear that's going to serve their highest good? What is the advice for Leo? Be on a mission of peace, create your own path, see your value, and make yourself the priority. Okay. All right, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Virgos. You versus your person. What are your feelings and intentions versus your person, Virgo? Virgo. Virgo placements and their person. All right, your energy is the Eight of Swords. Your person's energy is the King of Swords. The energy between the two of you is the Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. So Virgo, you're in the Eight of Swords energy. So you're feeling a little bit obsessive with your thoughts, your feelings. You could feel like a victim of the situation, or you're just really caught up in your head over the situation. So let's clarify, why are you in the Eight of Swords? You're kind of over something with the situation with your person. There could be a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. Why is Virgo in the Eight of Swords energy? You feel alone in the situation. There's a repeated cycle. Your person may apologize that you feel lonely, that they keep hurting you, but you're over it. You feel like this is a repeated cycle and you're running the loop in your head. Your person's in the King of Swords energy. Your person could be very raw or transparent, very cunning with their words. They're very much analytical. They use their words. Maybe they use their words to hurt you. You may feel that, especially if they do apologize. Why is your person in the King of Swords? Your person does have a little bit of indecisive energy when it comes to you, Virgo. Why is this? They know you're the only person they want to be with, but there's something that drives them crazy about you. What is this? There could be an emotional blockage on your side. If you're not somebody who connects or bonds with them on an emotional level, they may feel that that is blocking them from being emotional or connected with you. Now, I do see the Six of Cups between the two of you. So there could be past life energy, you could be soulmates. There's an unconditional love that you both feel for each other. Why is the Six of Cups here? There is challenges and obstacles because both of you are not getting into your divine feminine energy. It's a very one-sided situation. You both could be in masculine energy, which is creating the beef between the two of you of overcoming this. All right, what's going to be the likely outcome for Virgo and their person? The Death card, the Tower, major arcanas, and the Justice, all three of them. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords. So truthfully, Virgo, it does look like, by surprise, the Death card is something's going to come to an end because something's not fair and balanced. The bottom of the deck was the Ten of Swords. So it looks like you and your person may decide that, you know what, it's just not working. You're caught up in your head. You're tired of your person hurting you. Your person feels indecisive about you. They 1 minute miss you like crazy, but they feel like you're blocking them emotionally from giving them what they want. And they're not really getting into that feminine energy. They're not emotionally connecting with you. Maybe they're not making it in a space where, or an environment where you feel you can be vulnerable. Maybe with that King of Swords energy, their words are too cruel for you to feel you can connect or bond with them. That is the blockage between the two of you. Likely outcome is the truth is going to come out. By surprise, you guys may end up breaking up. You may decide, you know what, let's take some time apart. We do have that Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. There's a sense of maybe lack of accountability for both people involved. All right, well, let's get some advice for Virgo. What is going to be the advice for Virgo placements at this time? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that is going to serve your highest good? Take a chance and choose yourself right now. You may need to recognize that you are perfect just the way you are, and you need to be who you authentically are. So if you're trying to be somebody this person wants you to be, that's not gonna work. You have to be your authentic self. And if you're not tapped into your own feminine energy, your own feelings and emotions, and there is an emotional blockage, it's time for you to choose yourself and figure out why that's there. If there is a trigger there, it needs to be worked through. All right, Libra, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Libra, you versus your person. What are your feelings and intentions versus your person, Libra? Let me get a drink really quick here. All right, Libra. You versus your person. What's going on here? Your energy is the Magician. Your person's energy is the Three of Swords. The energy between the two of you is the King of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. There's definitely third-party energy here. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic. All right, so you're in the Magician energy. So I'm hearing this magic moment. You want to be able to create some type of magic. You feel like the two of you have the capacity or the capability to be able to maybe come together. So let's clarify. Why are you in the Magician energy? You could feel a sense maybe you're rejecting this person for a reason. Why are you in the Magician energy, Libra? You're acting fake. You're telling this person that there's nobody else, it's just you, you're the only person for me, but then there is third-party energy between the two of you. Your person is in the Three of Swords. They're hurt. They're devastated. They're completely heartbroken that you've put daggers in their heart, and there's pain here. Why is your person in the Three of Swords energy, Libra? You keep telling them that you don't want this other person or this third party that is blocking in between the two of you, but yet they feel a separation. They feel that there is a blockage because we do have a person between the two of you. This King of Cups doesn't have to be a water sign, but it could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Who is this King of Cups? Who is this person? This is somebody that you keep reaching out to because they're lost in their life. They're lost in the shuffle of what they need to do in their life. This could be a best friend. This could be a cousin. This is somebody that you used to party with back in the day, you used to go out drinking with. It could be one of your old drinking buddies. Somebody that maybe you said you were no longer friends with this person, but you keep reaching out to this person because this person is lost. You had to walk away from them at a certain point, but you keep reaching out to them, trying to fix or correct whatever. It feels like it's a friendship. Okay. Why do you feel this loyalty to this person? You detoxed. Maybe you used to be drinking buddies, and maybe you went to AA, maybe you went through rehab, and you're clean, but this person is not. You're loyal to this person because you know that you're not perfect either, that you've had to walk your walk with maybe detoxing, going through rehab, going through AA, or whatever the addiction was that the two of you shared together. Whatever trauma bond you experienced together. You keep reaching out to this person because you know you're not perfect and neither is this person, but you're loyal to see this person's potential of who they could be. But it's impacting you and your relationship. What's going to be the likely outcome? The Fool with you and your person. Not you and your friend, but you and your person. The Temperance, all major arcana. King of Swords in reverse, and the Death card. Something's going to have to change. You're going to have to start putting different boundaries in place. If you want to fix and heal things with your partner, you're going to have to make different decisions. You're going to have to make some changes here. Where does your loyalty lie? Sometimes in life, we have friends, we have partners. We have to decide not everybody can go with us on our journey. And you have already gotten clean. You've been on a journey. Maybe it hasn't even been for that long. That maybe you're clean and you're sober and you're on the right path. But this person of the past, maybe your partner knows or your person knows this person is not good for you. Maybe you're not out farther enough from your rehab or your cleanness of whatever this was, that maybe your person knows that you could regret going down that journey with this person because maybe you're not strong enough to really be able to fight off temptation if temptation were to knock on the door with this person again. Maybe it's too quick, too soon to be friends with this old partner or this old friend or this old drinking person or whoever it is. So there's something about you don't have strong boundaries in place, and that is what needs to happen. Something with the Death card hidden at the bottom of the deck, you cannot put yourself in a situation that maybe you're not strong enough to put an end to. So something has to change. So if you want your person and your person knows that they want to fix and heal things, there's going to have to be different boundaries put in place. All right, let's get some advice outside of that, I guess. What is the advice for Libra outside of this? I'm hearing catch-22. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but all right, Libra. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance you need to know at this time? Be on a mission of peace. Move with grace and ease always, and choose you today. So choose yourself came out twice. Choose you today. You have to do what's in the best interest of you, and you have to analyze the situation for what is going to be giving you the most peace. All right, Scorpio. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Scorpio, you versus your person. What are your feelings and intentions versus your person? Scorpio. Scorpio. You're in the Five of Swords energy. Your person's in the Ace of Swords in reverse. The energy between the two of you is the Eight of Wands in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Scorpio, you're in the Five of Swords, so you feel like the communication just isn't effective. You're not able to talk to each other and see each other's perspective. So let's clarify here. Why is there such a misunderstanding and miscommunication with Scorpio and their person? I'm hearing you just don't get it. Why is the Five of Swords here for Scorpio in their energy with their person? You have unconditional feelings and emotions for this person, meaning you have emotions regardless of the situation, regardless that there is issues here, right? You may be scared with commitment. You don't want to regret losing them, but you don't want to also maybe step forward to give them what they want. Your person feels a sense of uncertainty with you. They're not really clear what you're doing with them. Why are they in the Ace of Swords energy for Scorpio? Do you want to fix and repair this or not? They don't want to be vulnerable with you and go there if it's just going to cause a fight where you're going to say, well, I'm kind of scared to commit to you. Okay, so right now you maybe not be in communication. There might be physical distance with the two of you with the Eight of Wands. Why is this here? There's a lackluster of action and even communication. Why is there not communication between the two of you? Your person is kind of getting over this. They feel like you are acting immature and they want you to wake up and realize you're about to lose them if you don't come to the table and realize that you have to get over this fear of commitment. You keep going back to some type of loss of abandonment. You keep trying to recover the situation between the two of you. Why are you scared of commitment, Scorpio? What's going on here? You say one thing, but you're doing something else. Why are you so scared of commitment? You don't want anyone else, but you're guarding your heart. You're buying time because you have been hurt potentially in the past, and your person is not gonna want to keep giving to you because you're not really being vulnerable with them. What's going to be the likely outcome for Scorpio in this person? What's going to be the likely outcome? Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Empress in reverse. Everything's in reverse, Scorpio. Something's just not working. There's a lot of unhappiness. You know what? I might have to just drop this, Scorpio, because you don't care enough. You don't love me enough to give me the commitment I desire. This is your person. And you're leaving them in this charted waters where they're on a life raft or a life vest all by themselves. And they're overwhelmed and they're sinking. And they're ready to just drop it. They're ready to say, forget it. I'm just going to swim to the shore because I'm not happy. It's not working. I've tried. And I don't want to keep repairing something that, you know, they're on their own here is how they feel, and they're over it. They want you to wake up and feel, and for you to see or feel that you keep abandoning them and you keep coming back saying, well, I want to be with you, but I'm guarded. I want to be in a commitment, but I'm scared. I want to be with you and I don't want to have regrets, but I'm not going to go there. And they don't want to keep waiting. So whatever this guarded energy is, you're going to have to work through it, whether it's with this person or by yourself. Hopefully, at least by yourself, so that you can overcome this, because this is going to be a repeated cycle in every relationship you're in. So what is the advice outside of this? What is the advice for Scorpio? There's a blockage clearly here. You need to discipline yourself to speak up. Speak what is the true reason why you don't want to give this person up. Is it because you're codependent? Is it because they're doing something for you? You're getting some type of benefit from this? There is some truth that you're not wanting to tell this person about why you don't want to give them a commitment, but you also don't want to give them up. There could be a codependency here that you have also. You need to speak up and discipline yourself to speak whatever this truth is. All right, let's get the next person. Who is it? Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. Hold on one second. All right, Sagittarius. You versus your person, Sagittarius. Sagittarius and their person, what are their feelings, what are their intentions? What's going to be the likely outcome for those with Sagittarius placement? And the person on their thoughts, in their mind, their special person. All right, Sagittarius. All right. You're in the energy of the Four Swords in reverse. Your person is in the Ace of Cups. The energy between the two of you is the Fool. The bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So you're in the Four of Swords. So this could be a newer connection, Sagittarius. Something's just uncomfortable. It's not easy. It's disrupting your peace potentially. You're feeling an uneasiness. You may think that there's some red flags with this person. Let's clarify. Why are you in the Four of Swords in reverse? You're just on different pages with this person. You are a Greek mystery, but you may feel like this person is a Greek mystery and there's too many games being played. You could be the one playing games. Your person's in the Ace of Cups energy. They are looking at this as a new opportunity, a new emotional beginning. They're coming towards you because they are wanting something. They may be talking really sweet, really nice, and they may have some messages that they've been wanting to say to you, but they haven't expressed yet. Oh, my nose is itching really bad. All right, the energy between the two of you is the Fool. So this is definitely a newer person, a newer connection, a newer situation. Why is the Fool here? Your intuition is telling you that you desire peace in your life, but you don't trust that this situation or this person potentially is going to bring you peace. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So there is something here where there's a loss. Maybe you have trust issues. Maybe there's somebody else you actually want to be with. Maybe somebody from your past you really want to reconcile with them. And this person, you're just playing games with them. What's going to be the likely outcome with Sagittarius and this person? What's the likely outcome? 10 of Cups in reverse. 8 of Cups in reverse. 5 of Cups in reverse. And the High Priestess. Sagittarius, do you want to be with somebody else from your past? Somebody else that you really want to return to. Somebody that maybe hurt you. That they broke your heart. They left you disappointed. You're not listening to your intuition. And we've got the Death card underneath that. So somebody you had an ending with in the past, somebody that you potentially felt a sense of hurt, disappointment, unhappiness. Maybe you're with this person for a long time, maybe like over 10 years. You want to return to that person and you're just playing games with this person because you're on different pages. This person disrupts your peace. Your intuition is telling you don't really trust that you want this new person anyway because there's red flags with this new person. Okay, you could be the red flag if you're wanting somebody from your past. Let's get some advice here. What is going to be the advice for Sagittarius? What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance you need to know? What is it you need to hear? What does Sagittarius need to know? What's their advice? Release what is not working for you. You need to rebuild yourself. You need to become more stable within your own feelings and emotions. And don't you dare continue to invest in somebody falsely. Do not give them false hope that there's going to be an opportunity here when you secretly are not listening to your intuition that you still want somebody from your past. So you need to work on that. All right. Capricorn, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Capricorn, you versus your person. What are your feelings and intentions versus your person? One more. Capricorn. Capricorn. Your feelings. The Two of Cups. Your person's feelings. The King of Swords. The energy between the two of you is the Death card. Bottom of the deck is the Justice in reverse. So Capricorn, you're in the Two of Cups energy. You love this person. You want to be united with this person and you want to come back together with this person. You may feel like they're your soulmate. You could be married to this person. Why are you in the Two of Cups energy, Capricorn, when it comes to this person? You could feel alone without this person. Okay, you feel like this person's betrayed you. Maybe they've left you. You feel like you want them to step up. You want to make the choice and decision to step up. Your person is in the King of Swords. So they are looking at the situation logical, not using emotion. Now, why are they in the King of Swords? They're in their thoughts. They maybe have blocked you. There's boundaries put in place. They're too embarrassed to tell you that they know they acted like a fool. They know that they're being immature and irresponsible. And they felt under pressure with you. Now, something maybe has ended between the two of you. We have the Death card. So something has changed or something has come to an end. Maybe you guys have broken up. We do have the Justice in reverse. So there's some truth that hasn't been told. This is below the deck. At the bottom of the deck, there's maybe even a legal pending separation, legal separation or divorce. That's been the turning point here between the two of you. Is Your person maybe is the one who filed for divorce or filed for legal separation. They broke up with you because they felt like it was just too hard to work things out with you. Okay. Well, let's find out what's going to be the likely outcome. They felt under pressure to do what they did. All right. What's going to be the likely outcome here? 8 of Cups in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse. The Strength card in reverse. Now we've got the Queen of Swords, but she's in reverse. So now we have divine counterparts, King and Queen of Swords. You may be married, like I said. You could be parents. You could have children together. I see that there is a lack of stability, a lack of security, a lack of strength, and a lack of coming back together. Even if you want this person and you choose this person, I see this person not giving you commitment, not even being open and receptive to hearing what you have to say. All right, well, let's get you some advice, Capricorn. What is going to be the best piece of advice? What's going to be the guidance the Capricorn placements need to know? What do they need to hear that's going to serve their highest good? Capricorn. Speak your truth. Laws of attraction are at play right now, and you need to create the reality that you want, but you need to be disciplined to do that. Stop playing small. So if you are somebody who is a pushover, and you, which usually Capricorns aren't, but if you have just allowed this person to push you into divorce court or file legal separation, you need to speak your truth of what you want in the situation and what you're willing to do. Maybe you go to counseling, maybe you go to mediation, maybe you work through what the problems are instead of just laying down and conforming to what has already happened. You got to speak your truth. There's something about speaking up here. All right, let's move on to Aquarius. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Aquarius, you versus your person. What are your feelings and intentions versus your person? Aquarius. Aquarius. Your feelings is the World in reverse. Your person's feelings is the 5 of Pentacles. The energy between the two of you is the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. So we have people that are playing a factor between you and this person. So there could be it could be an ex that you have a child with, or they have a child with. There's definitely something here that's unresolved. So Aquarius, you're in the energy of the World in reverse. So you're not ready to close out this cycle with this person, but there clearly are some unresolved issues that are at play here. So let's clarify, why are you in the World in reverse? You may have very low self-esteem. You might be holding on to low self-esteem over the situation. Yeah, you're holding on to low self-esteem. This could be somebody that you were friends with benefits with, and you don't want to walk away from the friends with benefits, whatever that benefit was. Could be intimate, financial, spiritual, emotional. Your person's in the 5 of Pentacles, so they're feeling at a loss. They're feeling a sense of, you know what, I need to maybe let this go. Why is that? Yep, they exited. They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They maybe dropped you because they feel like you're not their type. Now, we do have this Queen of Pentacles, and this is the person between the two of you. It could be a single parent. What is this Queen of Pentacles? This person intervened between you and your person. You want to still be with this person. You're holding on to them. You don't want them to walk away. They've already exited because they feel like you're not their type. They're not willing to change. They're not even willing to be friends with benefits at this point. This person that intervened between the two of you, you may be trying to blame this person who may be a single parent, or it is their ex potentially that they have a child with. They are not the cause of your breakdown or your friends with benefit breakup. Okay, what is the actual cause? Your person thinks that their intuition is guiding them that you're just not their type. You're just not an option for maybe a relationship or the long term or whatever it is. They just feel like you're not compatible. It has nothing to do with the person between the two of you. It has to do with your person feeling like you and them are just not on the same page. All right, what's going to be the likely outcome, Aquarius? Knight of Swords, 6 of Swords, Queen of Swords. Oh my goodness. And we got the Emperor. So you're stubbornly holding on to, you want this person to see things from your perspective. You're coming in pursuing communication. You want peace, but you're being very cunning, very cruel, very stubborn, and very rigid about what you want when it comes to this person. I see this person walking away. 8 of Cups is underneath that. I see this person saying, you know what? This isn't going to work. You're not my type anyway. Even if there wasn't anybody, you're still not my type. I see that the Queen of Swords, they may have some unkind words to tell you why they exited and why they did it so rapidly. All right, well, let's get some advice. What is the advice for Aquarius? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Aquarius? What is the advice for Aquarius? Clear your mind. Stop chasing, start attracting, and wake up different. You need to wake up differently from what's happening in the situation to create a reality that is in alignment for what you want. When you chase somebody, it's not attractive. It's not good. It doesn't make you feel good about yourself. So Spirit is saying, you know what, clear your mind, spend some time by yourself, and start waking up, looking at life a little bit differently, looking at this situation differently, and create your reality differently where there is an equal give and take within yourself and then within another connection potentially. But stop chasing this person who doesn't feel that there is a connection there. You can't force your will on it. 50-50 Pisces. 50-50. You could be 50. You could be dealing with somebody who's 50 years old. Next 50 days, last 50 days, you versus your person. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. I'm also doing 5 shuffles. So 555 could be very significant for you, Pisces. There could be a lot of conflict and change that does need to happen in your situation. Let's find out. Pisces, you're in the energy. Oh, they're the 5 again. 5 of Pentacles, that's your energy. Your person's in the 2 of Pentacles. Energy between the 2 of you is the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Swords. So you feel at a loss. You feel like this person's abandoning you. They're not giving you attention. They're leaving you. They're ghosting you. They're going silent, and you're left to your own thoughts and feelings about the situation. You feel at a loss. Why are you in the 5 of Pentacles? You're conflicted about what's changed in the situation with this person. One more. You want another chance with this person. You're hoping they're going to regret leaving you or distancing themselves from you, and you want another chance with them. You're single right now. Maybe you've broken up, or you were just chatting, dating, and now there's nothing. Your person's in the 2 of Pentacles, so they're juggling you potentially with somebody else. They're going back and forth in regards to this. They're stuck in the past that they don't want to live in a fantasy or an illusion. They have been keeping a secret from you that may get revealed, that they are moving on from you. So if they haven't told you and they just went silent, that's the secret. This could be a newer person with the Ace of Pentacles. Between the 2 of you, there was a new opportunity that was presented within the 2 of you. It does look like, yeah, there was definitely a breakup. This person's curious about dating other people. They're loyal and dedicated to talking to other people, getting to know other people. Bottom of the deck is the 6 of Swords. So there's a transition away from this situation. Why is the 6 of Swords here? This person is deep thinking that they want happiness, and they're doing whatever they need to do to try to be happy. Okay, well, let's see what's going to be the likely outcome, Pisces. What's going to be the likely outcome here? Page of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Who are all these people? And Page of Cups. Oh my goodness. Your person's talking to everybody and anybody they possibly can. I think they're still curious about you. I think they might still be checking your social media, checking your stories, looking at your pictures, but they're ignoring you. They're not talking to you. They're talking to a lot of other people. Newer connections, not connections that are established into relationships. They're just talking to a lot of people. I see that you're curious about them. You might even be checking their social media, trying to gather information. You're curious. Why did they go silent? You might be trying to see if they have posted something because you want another chance. All right, let's get some advice for you. Pisces. All right, what's going to be the best piece of advice? What's going to be the guidance for Pisces placements? Do the right thing now. Become who you want to be. Who do you want to be? You need to become that person. And you're perfect just the way you are. Just because this person didn't want to be with you doesn't mean other people don't want to. Don't settle. Don't settle at all. We experience the life we focus on. So if you focus on the lack and that this person left and just didn't say anything, or they abandoned ship, or they distanced, or they went no contact, they ghosted you, they've silenced themselves with you, you don't have to settle for that. You deserve so much more than that. And do the right thing and become aware of who you are and what you truly deserve, because you are perfectly you, and someone else will see the version of you that they want to be with, not what this other person didn't see.